3 a.m. Again, why did I ever think this was a good idea?
So we've been just letting the recording run, and it's been kind of fun, I think.
Yeah.
We end up with a little more time before and after. Oh, and if anybody's been watching the YouTubes, they'll notice I no longer look like I'm in the witness protection program because, well, you see these lights up here. See, we had colored lights up there. I put them up for Christmas, but I like them, so I leave them up. And I realized, yeah, they don't work so good. So now we got this. So yeah, Judy, we'll talk about those. We'll talk about the two races,
Yeah.
and then when we finish the audio part, we'll chat a little bit about some merch, give some folks some ideas, maybe.
So, Greg, you could take the digitizer off his voice now because it's out of the program.
Noticed
Yeah,
it, right?
right, right. It took me a second, John. Took me a
Yeah.
second to get that. Yeah. All right. All right. I'm ready to start the spotlight. Here we go. So I remember last week in our race report spotlight, our friend Roxanne joined us. And I said, Roxanne, how's it been that we have never had you on the podcast? So I'm looking for someone for this week's race report spotlight. And I see a friend who's done races the last 2 weeks. And I go, Judy, how is it we've never had you on the race report spotlight? What do you
I
think,
don't
Judy? Don't know? That's okay. Roxanne didn't know either. I don't know either, but I'm glad you're here.
No, we just talk to her all the time, Bob. That's the thing.
We
She's
do.
on
We
she's
talk
on
with
all the
Judy a
Zoom
lot.
calls, so we probably assumed she was
Yeah.
on already.
Yeah. In fact, if I listen real close, she doesn't live that far away. Nah, she's a little further away than that. I
I
can't hear.
almost could yell loud enough.
I can't hear her from here. If you couldn't hear me over the football games, I can't hear you from here. I promise. Well, Judy, thanks for joining us, my friend. I'm glad that you took some time to talk about. Well, let's talk. Let's start where I always start, Judy, which is how did you get started running?
Well, I came from a generation where girls did not play sports.
Yeah, true.
They
Well,
didn't play any
not much
organized
anyway. Yeah.
sports, right, until high school. And I only went to the high school I went to because it had a flag football team for the girls.
Really, that's interesting.
And it was a girls' school. We played one game. But um and then I always played basketball and stuff in the yard, but I
Yeah.
ended up making the basketball team and the softball team my 4 years there.
Uh-huh.
Got to go to college. High school, you never ran because you were always in good shape. Got to college, and then I thought Division III.
Mhm.
No scholarships or anything, but
Right.
at that time.
Right.
And I asked the coach, how much running? And he knew that moment that if he told me how much running, I would do the running and then some. So he never told me. So I then kind of started to run to stay in shape when we had time off, but no organized races literally until probably about 2017.
Uh-huh.
We had friends that lived in Illinois by us. They moved. We moved. They literally talked us into buying DVC in 1997. So we're like, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us.
Mhm.
And every time they'd come down for a race, we'd go over to visit them. And they just did a challenge. And I'm like, I don't understand how you're running 19 something miles in
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
And that's when she introduced me. Well, we don't run the whole thing. We walk. And I'm like, by this time my kids were grown. You
Mhm.
go for that period if your parents, you can run when they're little. And then once they start sports, you're never seeing your house again because you're gone 6 days out of 7.
Yeah.
So I exercised on and off pretty much their whole adult life. And then it wasn't until, I started doing run walk. And who knew? Florida had 15 races every weekend.
Yeah, it's quite a
started,
few. But then
right?
until we get to the
And that's
summer.
not a lie. You could go to probably 15 races within a 2 hour radius of our area
At this time of year, you can.
at
Yeah.
this time of year.
Yeah.
And so in order to get ready for my very first princess, started doing some local races. Turns out run into a whole bunch of neighbors. So now we've got like a little over 60 club that run. We do a lot of the races
Mm-hmm.
together.
Mm-hmm.
So my first princess was in 2018, coming off of meniscus surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So always been active, not real consistent until 2018, I would
Good.
say.
Yeah. So your tie into running ties right into Run Disney almost from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've
Okay.
been, like I said, we've been DVC members for
Yeah, for
quite
a
a while.
while. Yeah.
And I'm not sure how we went these whole years without even knowing that existed. Apparently, we never went on a race weekend.
There are
You know?
cast members who don't know it exists.
Yeah.
That always surprises me. Oh, I didn't know about that. Yeah.
But
That's okay.
when the kids were little, we'd go in the off times, middle of
Yeah. Yeah.
November when nobody was there, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday kind of thing. Um,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think it might not have been until my son's kindergarten teacher was going to Princess. You get to run through the castle. And once again, I kind of looked and I'm like, not knowing now what I didn't know then was anybody can be a runner. And I was very biased, like, you don't look like you could run. But if you do the training and you got the heart, you can run. So, bad on me, but good learning. I think it wasn't until really Facebook that has really propelled me to keep on going. Just want to be a part of the community.
I had a helicopter going over. I had to turn the mic off.
Oh,
That's okay. Coast Guard probably.
oh yeah, for sure.
So but back to the audio. So now you're with Customized now, right?
I don't do customized. No, I mean I follow
Did you
Jeff Galloway
did you
pretty
ever?
much to a T
You
for
didn't do
my first.
Customized ever?
Mm-mm,
Oh, we'll cut that
no,
out.
I did like for my very
We'll cut
first
that part out.
challenge. I followed Jeff's plan to a T,
Mm-hmm.
minus the magic mile because I didn't understand it.
Okay.
No,
I thought
I just didn't
you
understand it until I saw him, somebody do a video on how to do it.
yeah.
But I pretty much follow, his routine, and
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
I
it.
haven't had the need to go into customize because I'm only going to be doing 10Ks and
It's fun.
5Ks for a little bit.
It's a fun group. That's another one, John, where I see Judy so much, I just assume she was in Customized too.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. All right. All right, Judy. Hey, look, good story. Let's talk about the races. They were both local. And I know you want to talk about both of them. Let's go back a week to Safety Harbor. 5K, right?
10K.
10K, okay.
Yeah, they have a
tell us about
5K, 10K half marathon challenge.
Oh,
I
okay.
do that. I didn't.
That's a nice area over there.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, years ago, the first half marathon was my first half marathon to do before the Star Wars, the 2019 Star Wars challenge. And that was the half marathon where, once again, didn't know you should race like you train. And that race was a total disaster.
Okay.
But because of that really bad experience, my Star Wars race was an absolute joy.
Well, good.
As you learn your lessons. But the Safety Harbor race, it runs right along the water, Tampa Bay. Because the race does not change, that was one a surprise. There are hills in Safety Harbor. You say Florida has no hills. Safety Harbor does. And knowing the course, I know that in the last 2 miles, as you're going out, it's a big incline. And it's like, I knew mile 3 or 4 that I'm not going to make that incline and not be able to finish strong if I didn't slow down a little bit. So,
okay.
Actually, you start and there's a big incline, right, coming out of the gate, which is kind of, but it's a beautiful course.
Yeah.
And they were handing out Girl Scout cookies.
So yes.
That was nice.
Yes.
And the whole idea was just to finish a little bit stronger. Then, I basically used it as a training run.
Mm-hmm.
for the Princess 10K. So
Yeah, they host a couple of events over there in Safety Harbor every year. And
yes.
if you're in this general area, I'd recommend you look into them because again, it's a nice place. I don't remember the hills Judy's talking about, but I'm sure she's not making it up. I just don't remember them.
Oh, and the half marathon's even worse with the hills. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
So how'd you do at that one?
um no, my time was just expected. The one thing I am is I am a very consistent
Good.
miler. Like I can go on a training run and hit like 11:48, 11:47,
Uh-huh.
11:48, 11:49. I'm very, some reason have that ability just to be very, very
That's good,
consistent. So
Judy.
when I,
Yeah.
right, looked at my watch and saw, 10:49 in like mile two, I'm like, uh-oh, we need to slow down. But the
Uh-huh.
music was, had me
Yeah, the
going, and
music had you going. But
music had me
you had a
going.
remedy for it, didn't you?
Yeah. And I thought I'm gonna well, I listen to like 12 podcasts a week. So I just thought, well, I haven't heard Stephanie and Aaron. Their podcast was new. And I thought, well, you know, not the most fun of topics, but I love hearing their voice and
Yeah, it's a good
just them
podcast.
being so honest. And it just
Hmm.
kind of took my mind away of trying to run fast. And they got me to the finish line.
They do a good podcast, Aaron and Stephanie do. It's called Pace Yourself. It's Just Cancer. And Judy uses it as a drogue parachute to slow herself down.
I just like consistent voices and that,
Yeah,
and then
that's
also
okay.
listening to it, I feel like I have the ability and I can run today. I don't have
Yeah,
those issues right now, knock
yeah,
on wood.
yeah.
Worst I have is a knee that sometimes cooperates and sometimes doesn't.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm very fortunate I get to do this today.
Yeah,
And that is like a
exactly.
nice reminder listening to
Exactly.
them and then
Exactly.
just thinking of them. Like if they were
Hmm.
here, they would be cheering me. If I was by
Oh,
them,
no
I
doubt.
would be cheering them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Absolutely.
it was like running with friends, right?
So that was uh that was Safety Harbor. And then
Mhm.
this week was a 5K, wasn't it?
Yes.
And you were in Palm Harbor, and I should know my geography a little bit. It's a little bit further north, Palm Harbor.
Yeah. Yes. And it's west. So it's not too far. Alt 19. So it's
Okay.
not far from the Gulf.
I
We
was
could
gonna
see
say
the water from the park.
it can't be too much further west, or it wouldn't
Can't
be a
be quick
run, it'd
because you
be a
could see the
swim.
water. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a little race that did one of our benefits, one of our local high schools. I think this year
Oh,
might have
okay.
been the 11th year. Um, Really fun race because there's a lot of teenagers, a lot of high school kids, and their teachers. So there's nothing like being
Oh,
at a
that's
race
nice.
that drew my memory that I remember running a little fundraiser in high school. And I remember in the yearbook was a picture of me, my PE teacher, and a couple of my basketball
Oh, that's
teammates
cool.
running. And I'm like, well, that would have been my first unofficial 5K.
That's cool.
But it's so fun to see the young kids cheering you on, and it goes to a really good cause. And I think it's important for like kids to see teachers
Hmm.
because we don't live at school,
Hmm.
like they think, but just to see the teachers in a different light and out there all working towards the same cause. So, and that one definitely was no speed, nice and
Yeah.
easy, just trying not to blow something.
Pardon me if you said this already. That's not where you teach, is it?
No,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
no. I teach in the suburb, part Tarpon, just north,
Yeah,
just
okay.
north of it.
Okay.
But neither race had an expo.
No,
Um,
they're too small.
Yeah.
the Best Damn Race does have a very nice after party.
Hmm.
They usually have a really nice spread for everybody.
Hmm.
And this little glam race had a nice little spread,
Good.
but we decided all to go out for breakfast because what's the purpose of running if you don't go
You
out for
can't eat.
breakfast?
Yeah, that's good.
You run for food.
John, I think we're good. Why don't you wrap us up asking Judy what she's doing next, okay?
So, Judy, what are you doing next? Did you register today?
I did register. Kind of funny. I got on at like 10 o'clock, almost forgot. But then I saw a note on my desk. Oh my gosh, I had to take the kids to music. And I logged into the Run Disney thing and real quick and, got in and saw the
Oh,
queue, whatever, over an hour. Get them to music, run back. And Stephanie messaged me and handed me a link.
cool.
And I got in like 5 minutes before I had to pick the kids up. And then I gave her my link to hopefully help somebody else. And she's like, I'll take care of it. So,
Cool.
yeah, so I got into the 10K. So I'm very happy.
Okay.
And I'm doing Princess next week. So
So you're going to be at Princess
I will
running
be a
Princess.
princess.
Okay.
What you
So
doing?
I know you hop down there for the meetups because you're like Bob. You're local enough where it's depending on I-4 drive, it's not that far of a commute.
Right.
Yeah.
And usually I don't do wine and dine. I mean, only that one time, like 2 years ago. That was the
Yep.
first wine and dine I've ever done.
And I think that's where I met you actually for the first
Right.
time.
And
Yeah.
because as a teacher, I was using the races as like a mental break.
Mm.
But since we get a whole week off at Thanksgiving, I'm like, if I can make it to the first week of November, I can make it 2 more weeks. So I
Yeah.
felt guilty taking like time off when we were getting a week off in a couple of weeks. So, but now
I
that I'm
gotcha.
retiring,
Yes, she is. Judy's
I
retiring
can,
this
I got
year.
those.
Signed up
I got
for-
those days I got to use, right?
yeah, well, got the room a long time ago, and I just thought I'm just gonna sign up for the 10K. Obviously, come to the meetup and cheer people on. And
Okay.
I'm excited about signing up for marathon weekend just to do the 5K and 10K, but stay in the whole weekend because I did not realize how fun cheering was. When I
Well-
was by Lexi,
Mhm.
I
Yes, you
had
were.
my
Yep.
jaw down. I was like, oh my gosh, this is, that runner's high. This is almost as good as, like, I was in tears watching people be in tears because they were seeing us.
Hmm.
It was an amazing experience. And Lexi, man, she knows how to cheer. She knows all the locations. I wish I could have followed her the whole day.
You guys were at a good spot for the marathon. That's when you kind of need that little extra boost, and it's right
Well,
about
she was
there.
determined to find a better spot when we started.
Yeah.
But
Well, she's been around Coronado for the last 4 marathons that
Yeah,
I've
3 or 4,
run.
yeah.
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
and I just wish I could have hopped on that bus and just kind of followed her, but I did need to drive home, so
Mhm.
I had to go the next day. But yeah, I'll hopefully be there next year to cheer y'all on for the marathon for all of our friends that are doing that.
Outstanding.
That's great.
All right, Judy. Well, now we don't have to answer the question, how come we've never had Judy on the spotlight before? Because you've been here. So we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We'll end the audio here. But we'll keep this running and we'll put the rest of this up on YouTube. What's going on in merch, Judy? Anything exciting? You and John got anything
Why don't we
working on?
introduce Judy? Judy is
Oh,
the one that runs our merchandise shop right now.
You should know what's inside.
Well, okay,
well,
so-
yeah, I should. I don't. I don't, but I should. I see
Yeah.
stuff behind you. Is it exciting?
Yeah, I got 3 more orders. I put that out there because, we have just a little handful of princess shirts. And, I don't want to say trying to get rid of them, but
No, I know. We got
know.
some stuff we need to. What's our inventory looking like?
well, we have absolutely no springtime surprise ones.
Yep.
Oh, we need to reorder.
So I would actually do a pre-order on that one just to make sure that we don't just order for the sake of ordering.
It might
All
be a little tight for
Well,
pre-order.
what are we at? April?
We're only like under 60 days away, I think.
Yeah, because it's the first week in April, right?
Yeah, so we're like a
Yeah.
month. We're like a month away, month and a half away. It's gonna be
That'd be too tight. Yeah,
That'd be too
a little
tight. Yeah.
Let's just get some.
Yeah, so I just put it out there in case anybody.
We'll just get the generic springtime shirts, and they'll be good next year too.
we still have some of last year's springtime
We
shirts,
did
right?
because I just bought one.
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
just wore it to the race the other day.
We do have springtime shirts from last year,
Yes,
but this year's springtime shirts are all sold out.
gone.
The same colors, almost the same design. It's just the saying on the back's different.
I'd go
Yeah.
with last year's.
Yeah.
I would go
Yeah.
with last year's again
Yeah.
with the design on
Yeah,
the back.
last year
with
had
the
like
little,
a flower.
a
on
little
it or
flower.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
So
We got anything new coming up? Did we decide to get magnets?
we did not decide yet.
Let's get magnets.
We're looking at magnets. We're looking
Are
at
you-
magnets.
Yeah. Did we want to maybe try to get ones that have the ear cutouts?
Yeah, I like that.
Like I know we have. I don't know if you can see these.
Oh, let's see.
We have these stickers made, which
Yeah.
I don't think we have. Yeah, so we have these.
I
Maybe
get that made into a magnet. I think it'd be
Yeah,
nice.
I bet you the sticker company can put it into a magnet,
Bet they can.
typically.
We
So
still
then
have
you could shoot me that info. Who did those?
Allie
Allie
got
did
those.
those?
Allie got those from us, so I don't know.
All right, I'll reach out to Ellie.
Yeah. We still have headbands, right?
Headbands are doing good.
We have the
Hats and visors are
hats and visors,
I
Yeah.
know we've got bags.
bags,
bags.
bib boards. So we have bib boards available.
Mhm.
Uh,
Everything's pretty solid. That's why I was trying to think we can come up with like a new listener package where they get a little bit of everything.
Yeah. It's
I
a
was
matter
trying
of
to do it where you throw a t-shirt in, but that just got too complicated on
well,
that.
it's a matter of putting it into the point of sale system
Right, and it was like
as a
just doing
bundle. Yeah.
different sizes or like selecting a different bib board got too complicated for my web
Yeah.
designness. So, but like a nice little package could be, you know, like you
Yeah.
could have a hat package with the hat, a bag,
and a bib board.
bib boards, right?
Yeah.
And then like a visor pack, you know, or a headband package. Something where you got a little bit of, you know, different things.
So like some things we are thinking about maybe for next year, because it's going to be next year real soon. For the winter, maybe some beanie hats, because some of us are in the colder weather that you know need something more than a visor and a
And
headband,
a race hat.
race
Yeah.
hat, which they're nice, but they're a little light.
Oh, there's summer stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe something like that, and maybe some like the fleece ear warmer type ones, or something like that for the
Maybe up north.
us people up north that get those cold winters, which we've had a real big one this year so far.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know in the colder days I had my shocks in and I ended up using my headband just to kind of
Mhm.
Yeah,
keep the
Yeah.
ears warm, but I could
Yeah.
still cure my shocks because it wasn't like cold, but I needed something on my ears
Yep.
because it was cold enough. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
every once in a while. I'll get one because I got a band that just that's what it's for, is for your ears. And I used it. Heck, I used it marathon weekend. I sure
Yeah.
did.
and what's nice about the headband is like you can soak it in water, you know, like on a hot day. Soak it in water.
Oh,
and
that's different. Okay, you're talking about okay.
I'm talking in the hot. It's always in the hot.
Not the headband I have. You wouldn't do
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's strictly for warmth.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, if you soak that in water, that would not be good.
Like today, I ran after school and it was a little hotter than I expected.
Yeah, yeah, it got a little warm. It's been getting, and I know it's getting really cold in parts of the country. And you getting snow right now, John?
we're supposed to get snow tonight.
Okay.
Then some rain in the morning. The weather's like at that fringe point where, because like that 32-degree snow is the worst snow
That's
to
the
get.
worst. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, you want that like 10-degree snow because it's
Yeah.
nice and light.
Right.
That 32-degree snow. Then the next morning, it becomes slush, and it's like
Oh, it's awful.
it's that backbreaker.
It's awful. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're shoveling it. It weighs a ton. It's awful.
Yeah.
You can't run in it.
Oh no.
Did many runs in Chicago.
I remember.
I like running in the snow, but it's a lot easier to say now when I don't have to
I
do it.
don't remember ever.
When
liking
I was
running.
younger, I used to like running in
It
the
is
snow.
it is fun running after it snows and the roads are the roads are clean. The park I run, it's a county park, so it's plowed, and it's a nice run. You get that nice white snow. That reflection of the snow keeps you a little bit warm because after the sun's beating back up on you.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's fun, but then like I said, it's when you realize you make a jump and it's not really snow and it's slush and your
Yeah.
foot is now frozen. And
Or you're having to do a dopey training and you're doing a 27 mile. I don't think
No, I don't want to
I'd
do that.
enjoy doing it like a dopey training kind
That'd be
of
like doing it on
training.
the beach, Judy. In the soft sand. You don't want to do that.
Right.
But I remember in Alaska, let's say you'd be 30, 35 below, maybe 40 below, the snow, when you step on the snow, the friction causes that snow to melt a little bit. But when it gets 30, 40 degrees below zero, that doesn't happen. And so what happens is as you walk along, the snow squeaks beneath your feet because you can hear the what it is, it's the snowflakes rubbing against one another, and it's just a squeaking sound as you walk along.
Hmm.
But it's got to be, it's been a long time since I've seen that. And it's got to be really cold for that to happen.
Squeaky snow.
Yeah.
Turns out it's the snow crystals cracking because we just did a unit on snow. I
Yeah.
did not know it was snow crystals cracking. That's why it crunches.
That's the
But-
crunch. Yeah. But this, it doesn't, it wouldn't melt. It'd be too cold. It would squeak. Literally, it would squeak.
Hmm.
Very high pitched squeaking sound. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, that was fun. I hope our friends who are still with us enjoyed it.
Yep.
If our friends who are still with us want to order merch, I get this question sometimes. I thought people knew where to find it, but let's let them know.
RiseandRunPodcast.com. Hit the
Mhm.
shop
Mhm.
tab.
And some of the last year's race shirts are on sale, so you can get a nice deal on a race shirt. I think it's like between $13 and $15. So come on in.
Order now. Put 'em aside.
Operators waiting.
Put them aside. Put them aside for Christmas.
Stocking stuffers.
All right, friends.
Yeah.
Hey, Judy, thanks for joining the. What the heck did we just do? Oh, the spotlight.
Race report. No problem.
Race report spotlight. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks
Is
for
there a
hanging.
Zoom tomorrow night?
Is there a what? Zoom tomorrow night?
There's no Zoom on Thursday, is there?
Yes, there
Yeah.
is on Thursday.
Well, guess what? I won't be there. I have a training I have to go
Well,
to.
why did you ask?
Well, I thought you said last time this was the last Zoom until after
No.
Princess, and then I realized we have
No,
another
it's-
Thursday.
We got
before
one. Yeah, we do have
Princess.
one Thursday. I'm glad you reminded me. I need to
Maybe
put
it was
the,
last Zoom before Disneyland.
That's what it was. That's what
yeah,
it was.
that was, yeah.
I kind of listened halfway. Okay.
And this one's the last one before. This is nice the way that works out because we got this one to be before Princess, and the next one will be the week after Princess. So
I'm really excited
it'll be
about
good to share stories.
this week, this Princess, because I have my friend Faye coming with us. Jim and I, we've got a 1-bedroom, so she's going to sleep out on the little chair bed.
Well,
Okay.
a lot of them have the pull down a Murphy bed
Murphy
too.
beds.
Yeah, not at Old Key West.
Oh,
They don't have
okay.
that.
They have that yet. Okay.
And
Okay.
then Kay couldn't get in, so Kay's crashing in our room so that she can go to cheer us. So I'm super excited.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
like,
always fun,
new-
Judy. It's
New
always fun.
girlfriends hanging out.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
Good deal.
My poor friend, I'm like, okay. She's like, should I get a park ticket? And I'm like, well, we're racing, relaxing, eating, and not going to the meetup. That is not negotiable. So we're going to the meetup, we're going to dinner, and then, so it didn't make sense for her to get a park ticket. I'm not going to go to the park, though I am sending Jim to the park so I can get my pass holder magnet because there are priorities.
Yeah.
Do need that little lightning bug guy from
Yeah.
Princess and the Frog.
Of course, I am not going to be there again, and there's no magnets for me.
I know, and it's like, can you give somebody your driver's license and everything? But you probably can't do that.
No.
No, you need your actual annual pass on your phone because they
Yeah.
scan it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right, kids.
Take
All
care.
right.
Thanks.
See you
See
later,
y'all
Judy.
later.
All right. Bye-bye.